Hey Gengar Gang, what is going on? My name is Ryan, this is the Analytic Gengar, and welcome to another video. In today's video, number 11, our 11th PSA Graded Return out of my 2020 PSA return. So this has been quite a journey. Make sure to go check out the other videos if you haven't already. At this point, I have very little to say other than go check it out so that you're not completely lost when I make a reference to a previous video. Other than that, hope you guys are doing well, having a great afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and take this weird foamy thing that they pack the cards in, throw it over this way, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Now, last we left off, we were in the middle of Team Rocket returns, and as promised, we do have an additional 4 cards before we move along to EX Deoxys, and then Emerald, and then Unseen Forces in today's video. So, if you like any of those sets, make sure to let me know down below in the comments, and if you think I've earned it, feel free to drop a subscription and leave a like on the video. With that said, here we go. This Rocket Scyther's EX. Fun fact, Scizor comes before Scyther, I think. So that's an interesting thing. Yeah, Scizor is 101 and Scyther is 102. So I think that might be one of the very first instances where an evolution, a pre-evolution, comes after a evolution in a set. With that said, Rocket Scyther got a 7. Okay, yeah, and that's basically in line with what we've seen. I'm not really surprised if a card comes back with a grade like a 7 or a 6. Rocket Sneasel, let's go with a 5. I completely guessed that. Don't know why that got that grade. I do see some speckling up here. And then normally with a PSA 5, you're expecting some sort of crease, dent, or other deformity that really takes away from the card. And I don't really see that. Just super interesting. I mean, I guess maybe one of the sides of the foil has picked up. Fun fact, if you have any of these cards, the corners will eventually pick up on you. I think it's a combination of age, the glue / adhesive that's used to hold everything together, and a couple other factors. But it's one of those things. Make sure to keep these cards safe. Don't expose them to the elements much, because there is so much hollow foil, there's just that much more likelihood something can go wrong. I low-key actually think that's why they started putting texture on the cards, because when you have to texture a card, basically you have to kind of imprint or emboss that onto the paper. And because of that, it actually creates more surface area for the adhesion to happen. This is super scientific for no reason, but long story short, I think they're extending the longevity of those cards by creating texture on the cards. Unlike cards like this, which were super flat and super like regular, and as a result, they don't kind of always hold up well to age. Now with that said, Snorlax EX, a darling of the coronavirus, may I add, in addition to this set just like popping off this year. But this card as a PSA 10, absolutely bonkers. Let's hope for a 9. Jeez, a very good 3. What oh, okay, I see what happened here. This corner is just absolutely ruined. Oh, geez, so is that corner. Oh no. Oh no. Now, I can't prove this, but I think here's where I'm going to go ahead and say I don't recall this card being that bad when it was shipped. So that is actually not heartbreaking. It is kind of upsetting because I'm like, what the heck, man? I don't remember the card being shipped that bad, but this is actually a good reason. Learn from my mistakes. If you have a manageable amount of cards, you should definitely at least try to take photographs of the cards before or after. The reason to do it before is so that you can prove that when you shipped it, this is the condition that it was in. Technically, if you're shipping cards, you should be shipping with insurance, which means if a card is damaged during shipment and PSA can prove that that's how they received the card, you can always file a claim with the shipping company in order to recuperate some of your losses. Now here's a Snorlax EX. The last one got a 3, so I'm gonna go ahead and guess a 5. Okay, an 8. I'll take an 8. That is pretty good. I'm actually very happy about that. Okay, and I feel like if the other card had been in good condition, that's kind of where it would have been too. When I submitted these cards, fun fact, we're moving on to Deoxys now, and this is the Destiny Deoxys reverse foil card. It was out of the set, yes, but it was also moved up to coincide with the release of the movie. So that is why this card is going to be a little bit different than any other EX Deoxys card that you see. It's because it was a promo card for the movie. I don't remember how it was distributed, however, so I'll probably look that up and leave it as a little title for you guys to read. But long story short, I know for a fact this card is different from the set, but still out of the set. And this card ended up getting a 7. Okay, not bad. Ah, there's a pretty wicked chip up here. So that could definitely explain why the card got the grade that it did. Now, moving on to what is a regular Deoxys card. So as you can see, here is the really trippy reverse pattern, and then this is a reverse foil, but notice that the name and the HP are also holographic, and then you see that beautiful EX Deoxys logo. That is how they used to do the reverse foils back in the day. Low-key, you can almost always appreciate the reverse foil as much as the rare in a pack nowadays when you open them. This one got a 9. That's impressive. And the back of this card is actually super good, so it's probably something on the holo foil that dinged it. Here, of course, is the other key component to any EX Deoxys collector, a Rayquaza. So there's actually quite a few Rayquazas in this collection, in this submission. So I'm super excited to see all of them. This one is a reverse foil, but I love that artwork on it. And if you look, it kind of has like a continuation kind of thing going on. It kind of looks like the two of them are battling, and I think that was on purpose. It's number 17 and 22, so it's not like they did it like how they did legend cards, where they were kind of like cut off in the middle. But I do think this could definitely be a little bit of an aesthetic, because it is kind of coincidentally convenient that Rayquaza is looking up, Deoxys was looking down, and if you hold the cards a certain way, they do kind of show up pretty well. But hey, PSA 8, happy with that. Next up is a Crobat EX out of Deoxys. Of course, Darkness Ablaze Crobat has been on fire and everyone loves it, and I think it's rightfully so. I actually played all of my runs with a Crobat EX. My original Emerald run had one. It ended up getting a 7. But I love Crobat. I had it as a Golbat, and I forget why I did. Back in the day, and I know this is going to make me sound old, but there wasn't that much internet around. So because of that, you were like surprised when your friendship maxed out and then you leveled up, and then it evolved into a Crobat. So I nearly lost my mind because I didn't even know that was a thing. And then when I was finally able to like get to school and research it on the side, I actually found out that Crobat evolves with a max friendship. So that was actually pretty cool. It's also kind of funny because the EX cards out of Deoxys never get any love. The reason for that is because we are now firmly in Gold Star territory. With Team Rocket Returns, we had the Hoenn starters, and with Deoxys, we now had 3 of the legendary Pokemon. We had, what do you call it? Who did we have? We had Rayquaza, which is obviously the big one. It's a near $20,000 card. But then we also had Latios and Latias, both of which go for several $1,000s as PSA 10s. So make no mistake about it, it's quite a busy time. So here's a Sharpedo EX, and this one ended up getting a 8. Very cool. And again, super cool artwork. I love these cards, frankly. And not to say like the, you know, not to say that the gold stars aren't everything, because I obviously have all 3 gold stars as either 9s or 10s, but for me it's also like I do really like these. So here's the thing with Raikou EX. Raikou EX is the secret rare out of the set. It's 108 out of 107. It's also a box topper, so there's a box topper of this, and you can pull the secret rare from a pack as well. So this is a really good looking card. I'm gonna guess a 9. Got a 7. Okay. And you know what? That's fine. We're all out here hoping, right? So next up, we bounce to the EX Emerald set. EX Emerald is one of my favorite sets for a variety of reasons. It's green, which I think is perfect given that the name of the set is Emerald. Also, they really did a lot with the 3rd generation Pokemon, so you have like several different Deoxys EXs. You have all of the Gen 3 Pokemon really kind of being the focus, and I really like that they had a EX Emerald and an EX Fire Red and Leaf Green, and an EX Ruby versus Sapphire. So between the two, or 3, you actually had a set name for each major video game that came out in the same time. This card ended up getting a 6, so not bad. You know, under light, I'm sure you'll see a lot of small scratches that have kind of bumped that up. For this one, I'm actually going to go ahead and guess a 10. It's a 9. Okay, not bad. I remember one of these being in significantly better condition than the others, and that's usually how this goes. One of them is usually a lot better than the other. Next up, we have a Unseen Forces card. So now we've firmly moved into EX Unseen Forces. Here's a Flareon, a really pretty card, and I believe I actually pulled another one of these. So ironically enough, I have pulled this card as well as having one of these cards in the lot. This one ended up getting a near mint 7. And with that much holo foil, I'm actually very happy. A little unknown fact about EX Unseen Forces, there were tons of Johto Pokemon there. So this Meganium EX is one of several different cards that you can pull. Really pretty card. I love how green it is, but I also love the flower on Meganium. So I think even though it wasn't like my go-to Pokemon, I do love the artwork that it's featured in because it can often be so floral and so pretty. And it got a mint 9. Wow. I think that might be one of those cards that ends up sticking around in my collection. Next up, we have one of my favorite Pokemon, Tyranitar. And this is a really cool Pokemon. One of the things that I actually really like about this card is to look how many moves it has. It's such a versatile Pokemon. I feel like it could do like losing control and just kind of like ruin someone's day with 120 attack. And then if you want, you can honestly do like a little bit lighter duty attack with Shatter or Derail. So I love the fact that it could be like a little bit of everything on the battlefield. I don't know how playable this card was, especially with 2 weaknesses being Grass and Fighting, which are actually true to form. But one of my favorite cards, this one got a 9, but get this, there's dupes. So here's another 9. Okay, I would love this in a 10. Oh my goodness. This one got a 8. Okay. And finally, but not least, actually no, not least, here's a 7. Jeez. Okay, so I got 7, 8, 9. Come on, 10. 10. 9. Alright. As I have, of course, very frequently commented, there are very few differences between a 9, a 10. The differences start to exaggerate themselves and make themselves a little more apparent. But just look at this Pokemon card, guys. This is what they're talking about when they say EX era has some of the best artwork, period. Those are unique views of Pokemon. Finally, but not least today in Friends' video, in today's video, is going to be an Umbreon EX. Now get this. Today you're just seeing one. Mind you, you've already seen 5 different Tyranitar EXs. Today you'll see one Umbreon EX, but in next week's video, or whenever the next video is set to come out, you are actually going to see an additional 7 or so Umbreons. So I'm very excited because this card as a 9 can go for somewhere in the range of like 300 plus bucks. As a 10, Umbreon is one of those Pokemon that has always commanded a pretty significant premium. And because of that, I'm very excited to see what the grade will possibly be and what it will possibly be worth once graded. Here's a 7, and you know, again, I see the whitening right here on that right there. So I can definitely see why this one got the grade that it did, but I'm hoping that there's at least one card that is worth a 10 in that set. But guys, thanks again for checking out today's video. As always, make sure to hit me up if you are interested in purchasing any of these cards. Otherwise, thank you again for watching. Yeah, number 11 of 15 or so videos, so I'm actually excited. We're moving along pretty well. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. If anything, hit the notification button to make sure you stay tuned for when the next video will be coming out. Other than that, thank you as always for your viewership. I appreciate you guys very much, and we'll talk to you real soon. Peace.